Hey, it's Bobby G. Welcome back to CGN. Delighted to have with us today Elias Becker. Elias, welcome and thank you for taking a few minutes.
Thank you.
It's good to have you. So, your hometown is Mexico City, Mexico, which I'm proud to say I've been there a number of times. Never for pleasure, always for business, but really fascinating city, beautiful architecture, great people. A little hard to get around, but what would you do you remember or some of your finest kind of growing up moments in Mexico City, as well as kind of learning golf?
I grew up by a golf course. So that was always helpful because golf was present in my life. But growing up, I used to play soccer and tennis until I was 12, and then stopped playing tennis. And my brother was like, "Hey, why don't you try to go to the range and hit some balls with the range guy that gave my brother tips could give you tips." So then I went one day with my brother's clubs. I hit some balls, and then the guy that worked at the range gave me a couple tips, and since that day I started liking it. And then over time I took it more seriously, and then when I was like 15-ish, I decided to quit soccer, and then dedicated my whole time to golf. So definitely living nearby or on the golf course definitely helped towards like that transition to start playing golf, because most of the golf courses in Mexico City are like country clubs or private. So it's like not as accessible as here in the US to like start playing golf. Like you cannot just like grab your clubs and pay for like a $20 tee time and go play on a Monday or a Tuesday. So in Mexico it's a little more like not as accessible. So I was fortunate enough to have that opportunity, and I just like golf since day one.
So besides the tips that you got on the range, who else did you have to help guide you and influence you in your junior career?
In Mexico, after I took it seriously, I went to two different coaches around where I live, not at my home golf course, but around where I live. But then for my junior year of high school, I saw like not much improvement on my game with who I was seeing. So I actually moved by myself to Dallas to a golf academy. It's called Crown Golf, and then uh, there my head coach is Justin Pointer, who is still my swing coach. And I lived there for 3 years. I stayed my junior and senior year, and then towards my senior year, that's when I decided that I wanted to do college golf, because I saw like a big increase summer of between my junior and my senior year, or a lot of improvement, I'll say. And then so I said like going to the academy and playing golf almost every day, all day, really helped me develop with the help of Justin Pointer. And then I decided to take a gap year before college, because I have as many opportunities, or the opportunities I was looking for. And I was pretty young for my grades, so I saw it like as an extra year to get better at golf and work towards like improving my game for college. So that really helped like in the transition from junior to collegiate.
Mm-hmm. Where did you play and where did you practice during your gap year?
I stayed in Dallas at Crown Golf, and then their home
Okay.
course is Texas Rangers Golf Club in Arlington, Texas.
Great environment. Was it hard that gap year with just all you were doing was golfing? Did it get a little
It was
boring, or were you just, how did you stay motivated during that gap year?
it definitely first semester I still like didn't have where to go for college, so I played almost every week or every 2 weeks a tournament. So it was like entertaining from like September till December to play almost every weekend. I lived in a house with 6 other international students that were in the academy, and my roommate was from Canada, and he also took a gap year, so we are both just at the golf course together. So that also helped, because I had someone to practice with or compete with every day. But towards the end of the year, like March, April, May, definitely got a little overwhelming how
Right.
much like golf it was throughout the year, and kind of
So
feel like I just needed to get into the next step. Like it was
right.
just everything was so repetitive.
Yep, understood. So how did you go about winding up at USC your freshman year?
I So I work with a couple recruiting agencies. Um, and one of them contacted me with the USC Upstate coach in probably like December in my gap year. Then I went to visit in, I would say, February. Then I decided to go there in March. But I also like again I feel like I picked pretty high in high school, or not picked, but I started playing really in high school that I didn't have as many opportunities. So it was kind of like the best one out of the ones I had, but I was never like fully convinced. Like I always in the back of my hand, I was always like maybe go there and see where I go next a little bit in a sense. I know it doesn't sound great, but that's a little bit my mentality. So that's how I ended up there.
Yep. So you kind of, you went with your gut. You were there for a year. You had some success. You won the Big South Freshman of the Week twice. So congrats on that. How was it playing at USC?
I personally love the coach. Great person and great coach. I loved all my teammates there. It just wasn't what I was looking for. Um, in the like academic part, with a little bit of like the golf course. Like we practiced at a country club in Spartanburg, and like we weren't as like fully accessible to it as I wanted to, so practice was a little restricted. So it felt like I wasn't very independent with my practice and my time as I wanted to. Um, so that's when almost at the end of the year, like towards the conference Big South Conference championship, my brother he played tennis in Sewanee, so he told me like he was like, hey, I can talk to the to the athletic director in Sewanee, maybe um you can tell your coach that you're interested in transferring, and then you can start talks with Sewanee because I'm sure they'll probably be very interested in you given how you played freshman year. And
Right. So
yeah,
did you go through the portal or?
I went through the portal, uh, but I like I knew I was pretty much looking into Sewanee when I joined
Okay,
the portal. It was like the main objective of going to the portal. I didn't even look somewhere else.
got it. Okay. So how was it transitioning from USC to Sewanee? Obviously, you had your brother there, so that was nice. But how was uh, how was it that you kind of got into rhythm there and got settled and started right away playing great golf?
Every I didn't visit Sewanee like as an official visit, but I came here when my brother was here, so I didn't really know anyone except for like the tennis coaches and a couple of his old teammates. But on the golf team, I only knew one person before coming here. So it was like a big like shock when I arrived and I didn't know anyone. I really didn't know the place. Um, and really helped I didn't get my parents to help me move in because they had some other stuff. It was like very like, here you go, just adapt. Which was a little tough at first. Golf wise, our golf course here, it's 9 holes, and there's a indoor facility with a locker room with 2 hitting bays towards the range, and that's only for the golf team. And they prioritize the golf team over anyone else a lot, so that's really helpful. Like I can practice whenever. So since like the day I arrived, I just went to the golf course and spent all day there, which was nice. And it's either I don't have a car, so it's either a 5 minute bike from my dorm or a 20-minute walk from my dorm. It's really easy to get to and go whenever I want to without depending on others. So that part was great because I went from being a little restricted with practice to practice as long as I want for every day of the week. And then I really like the Sewanee. Everyone lives on campus. The social life is really great to have like a balance with outside of golf. So I've been really enjoying my time here compared to before. Not that I didn't enjoy Upstate, but I feel like the things I was looking for, I got them here. So that's what I'm happy about.
Right. So since you mentioned your social life, what's your favorite karaoke song?
Um, I actually don't know. I just like I really like Spanish music, like
Okay.
reggaeton. Like Bad Bunny. I like um pretty open about music. I just don't like rap. That's about it.
Okay.
there are a lot of like live bands in Sewanee, which is great at the parties, and I've been into like country more, like band music a little more since I got here, which is nice. But I don't think I have a favorite karaoke song now that I think about it.
Okay. So obviously, so you got indoctrinated, you got comfortable. You know, was it similar to like what you had a little bit at the Crown Golf Academy, where you were surrounded, you had unlimited access to practice, you kind of felt more like in your rhythm and what you were looking for? Is that a safe way to say it?
Yeah, I'll say like golf wise, like I never show up to a tournament and I feel unprepared, whereas I sometimes did before, not at the academy, but my freshman year. So I feel like I can, yeah, I agree. Like whatever you just said, it's 100%. Like I can just, it depends on me if whether I want to get better or not. It doesn't
Yeah.
depend on other factors, so that's helpful. Um, and there are other factors that also balance my golf and not outside of golf life here that I really enjoy.
Right. So you're currently ranked 21, which is fantastic. Congratulations. What does the rest of the season look like for Sewanee and for you individually?
We have next Monday and Tuesday, so in a week from now, we have a tournament in Alabama, hosted by Huntington. That's our last regular season tournament, and then we have the SAA Conference Championship end of April. And then we have Nationals in Rochester in May, 20, 23rd, in between those dates.
Mhm.
And I'm playing the individual. I'm playing the U.S. Open first qualifier April 22nd, right before conference in Nashville.
Oh, great. Great. That's very exciting. What do you plan to do after, the season and this summer? What's on your agenda for, besides me watching you in the US Open finals?
I was gonna A year ago, my plan for this summer was to intern and work most likely in Mexico City, or maybe find an internship in the US. But over the year, I decided that I'm gonna just dedicate a lot of time towards golf, and I'm gonna travel and play amateur tournaments all over the summer, mostly like June and beginning to mid July, and then kind of settle down before coming back to school. So I think that's the plan for the summer.
Okay. So those are like Elite Amateur Series or any of those tournaments?
I'll be playing the Mexican International Amateur, the USM qualifier, Saturn Am qualifier, and then the Elite Series amateur tournaments. I applied to all of them. Hopefully, we'll see if I get in or not. Of course,
Okay.
that's out of my control. And then I applied to other uh, amateur tournaments as well.
So, if you could talk to us a little bit about like an average week, like right now you're kind of tournament coming up in a couple, Monday, I think you said. So what does the rest of the week look? If you could impart some knowledge to some other younger viewers that are in your situation, kind of getting ready for conference and regionals, et cetera. What are you doing like to stay sharp and also not overcook yourself so you go in tired? To avoid
So,
going in tired. Sorry.
um, for example, tomorrow's Thursday. I have class from 8 a.m. to 10:45. So I'll probably spend all afternoon at the course, uh, probably practicing and playing 9 holes. And then Friday's pretty much the same as Thursday. I finish class at 11, and then it's golf all afternoon. Then Saturday's our travel day, so I probably just hit balls for a little bit and then go into the band ride. So I don't feel too tired for 18 holes Sunday, 36 holes Monday, 18 holes Tuesday. And then practice wise, I feel like the 2 weeks or week before a tournament, I base my practice based on how the course looks like. Usually, most of the courses I played this year, I already played them last year, so I know what I need to hit off the tee or like wedges, long irons, me irons, a lot of chipping or a lot of putting. So I kind of base my practice off of that. And we have a TrackMan now, so I'll do a lot of like uh, like hitting balls and trying to get my like numbers right. A couple wedge tests or combines, kind of all that stuff to kind of feel comfortable and go out there and just do do my do my stuff.
Right. So if we could maybe shift gears a little bit, focus a little bit on your mental game. It's a question I'd like to ask because it's very helpful to the audience is, occasionally if you have a bad hole or a bad 9 or something like that, how do you put it behind you and then, get up the next day for if you're in a tournament? How do you put that in the rearview mirror, so to speak, and then move forward? What do you do specifically to grind ahead?
Like on hole by hole mentality, I don't show a lot of emotion on the course. Like it's really hard. It's really like you don't see me like getting too mad or too excited about something. Like if I hole out or make a bogey, I sometimes have the exact same reaction. So that helps me a lot on like carrying over like wasted energy for like reactions on the golf course. Like from day to day, or like if you have hit a bad shot and then you like need to set up on the next one and hit again, or having a bad day on the next one, again I go back to like my self belief of I've put the work and I've hit this shot a million times. Like I know I can do it. It's just circumstantial. I don't know how to say that word. Sorry.
Yep. Situational. Yep.
Situational. Yeah. So I kind of go back to my self belief and say to myself, you've done this a million times. Like there's no reason why you like shouldn't be able to do it. Of course, like you might miss a 6-footer or miss the green right on that shot, but like having kind of accepting that it's gonna happen, or it can happen, or it's gonna happen. Then if it does happen, just go to the next one and do the same thing over again, and maybe that one will go in.
Great. Oh, it's
I'm
great.
very like process oriented, and then my coach or the new coach in Sewanee is also very process oriented, so I really appreciate that. And then overall, like for I'll put an example in the Jekyll tournament a week and a half ago. I had one of the roughest starts I've had in my college or junior career. I was 8 over through 5 holes.
Wow.
And I was like, after hole 5, I was like, I don't even know what to do. And then got a hole 60 off the par 5. And I was like, okay, let's bury this one and then we'll go from here. So I buried the par 5. Then I kind of went back to you've hit shots, like you hit balls literally every day of your life. You can do it. Like there's nothing stopping you. And then I ended up I played the rest of the round 3 under. Then the rest of the tournament 1 over. But I was really proud of myself on the way. Like didn't quit on myself or didn't. I was like, okay, it's not gonna be my day and just shoot like a million. I went back to my self belief and fought back and finished with an okay round after that start. So I think that was the perfect. Actually, it just happened. I think it was the perfect example of what you just asked.
That's a great example. And gosh, you're going to take that with you no matter what, so that you can do it and snap back. So thanks for sharing that insight. It's really helpful. And hopefully a lot of people will learn from that, real firm belief that, you've instilled in yourself. And also great comment on the process as well. That's really incredible at your young age. What are you currently playing? What's in your bag?
Of putting, actually, I'm trying a new putter right now as of a week ago. I putted with an even roll for 4 years. And my putting has been, it's not the worst, not the best. I'm an average putter. So I'm trying one of my teammates' pink putter that I feel really comfortable with. So we'll see how that goes this week. I'm gonna keep it for the tournament. Then I have bogey wedges, Titleist T100 irons, Titleist hybrid, Titleist 3, and then I have TaylorMade driver.
Great. So what's going to happen if you like the pink putter and your roommate says, or your teammate says he needs to use it? Who's going to win that battle?
He has 3 putters, so
Oh,
hopefully
okay.
he lets me give it for a little while. He's not using this one. He hasn't
Okay,
used it
good.
in a while.
All right.
Hopefully I don't have to worry about that in the next month.
Okay, good.
Hopefully we get to that point where I put really well and then I want to keep it. I really hope that
Yeah.
happens.
All right.
But we'll see.
And you'll just buy him a hamburger, call it even, right? So are you contemplating a future playing professional golf after college?
After these with my parents and my coaches, like swing coach, college coach, mental coach, about it, and pretty much like it's always been like like a far goal. Like it's like, oh, I would love to, but you don't know if you want to. And then this year, I've decided that I want to at least give it a try, 1 or 2 years. That's also why I want to dedicate my full time to playing like amateur golf or like high level amateur golf tournaments this summer to kind of easing out that transition. And I feel like it's an opportunity or like something that I'll try to do, because it's the only time in my life that I'm gonna be able to do it. And then I feel like if I don't give it a try, I'm gonna regret it later in my life. And I'm in no rush, so it's something that I really want to do, like for myself, and see how it goes in a 1, 2, or 3 year plan, and then go from there.
Well, it seems like you're trending that way, and so it seems like you're doing all the right things from what all the people that we talk to in terms of your trajectory. You got a great mental game, you got great focus. Obviously, you're playing very, very well, and just want to wish you continued luck to you and the team. You're at a great program, and hopefully you'll finish out strong. And we'll be watching you and rooting for you. And thank you again for taking the time. It was really inspiring and really great getting to know you. Wish you a lot of continued success and luck.
Thank you, and thank you so much for reaching out to me and showing interest, and for setting up a time for me to talk to you. I appreciate it.
It was our pleasure, and best of luck the rest of the season. Hope to
Thank
see
you
you
so
again soon.
much.